Shalom. Shalom,
Slow,
Israel.
slow.
You shalom, family.
Welcome again to Taking a Deeper Look. Let me get mine. There we go. How we doing tonight, Israel? If we can be heard clearly and distinct, please put a 12 in the chat.
12
And we'll put the 12s for the 12 tribes.
to the family scattered abroad, to the four
If we can
corners.
be heard clearly, please put a 12 in the chat. Shalom, shalom, beautiful people.
Shalom.
I'm doing a little something a little different tonight as far as my little setup. So making sure we could be heard. Oh, that's what's up. We could be heard.
Your tweeters.
We had a good work day. We had a good day in general.
It was lazy for me. Other than scriptures, it was lazy. Not even gonna
Okay.
lie.
Allowed to have that. What say you in the chat? We had a good day today. We had a frustrating day today. We had a peaceful day today. What say you, Israel?
You'd have said with the exclamation mark, I had a good day. In the Ice Cube voice. Today was a good day.
That
Kid had a great day.
that's what's up.
Sister Miriam had a restful day. That's what I had, Sister Miriam. I had a restful day. Today was a good day.
Take it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take it.
Yes, I'm all right.
Well, again, we want to appreciate you all for providing some topics for our Friday night. And so the list that we received from Sister Cheryl, we've decided to just go down the list.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first one that was on the list has to do with addiction. So we want to talk about addiction. Addiction.
Mm-hmm.
Let me find my. I had some notes on here somewhere. Well, my brother, you guys can move with it for a minute.
Oh, yes, sir. Okay. So we talk about addiction. Um, Basically, you're talking about something that is to be addicted to something, something to be uh, connected to. It could be like a coping mechanism, how you get through or deal with a traumatic event. And a lot of times when you talk about addiction, it's something that is not normally healthy. Um, so when you look up, basically the definition of addiction is something that's physically and mentally dependent upon on a particular substance or something you're not unable to stop taking it. A lot of times when you deal with addiction, it's something that's very spontaneous. Like you feel like you have no control over it. It's just something that when it comes up, it's something that has to be done, or you feel like it has to be done. Like you have to have that cigarette, or you have to go visit that man or that woman. You have to have that drink. You got to respond that way. When you talk about addiction, it takes many forms. A lot of times we deal with addiction, we just think it's just substance abuse, but addiction comes out in many different ways. Whether it's you know uh, emotional outbursts, physiological functions, etc. What say you, big brother?
Want to add to that, Soup? Give me a second.
Oh, I see Sister Tasha dropping a key one. Yes, food. Like people talk about, was it comfort eating? Comfort eating, like you gotta have sweets. Um, to the effect, she says, it has control over you. It's something that, like you said, it's not something that you necessarily need to do, but it's just something that you have to have. Food is an addiction, especially with some of the chemicals. And I know Sister Mary, I don't know if she's on yet, but Sister Mary has definitely been talking to us, and you could tell. Like I ain't gonna front. Like for me, I have to have a lemonade. I'm not saying it's something that takes over me, but I love lemonade. I love to drink a lemonade every now and then, and have to have a lemonade at least once a week because I just like lemonade. I'm a sucker for lemonade. Or I know we tease Suka, and I don't know if he's talking right now. He might have to go back out and come back in. I see him muting, but we used to tease. Can you hear you, Suk? I just briefly heard you. But anyway, like we used to tease Suka about we call it the quote unquote the white man's poison, but me and Moray used to tease him about the coffee and stuff like that. And so there's sometimes that you know sometimes you feel like you have to have. What? Wait, what? Wait, did I just read that? Oh my God! How? Sister Deborah, you bring yourself to the stage right now. You got some explaining to do. How is anybody in this world ever addicted to root beer? Wow.
She did say she like. See, you said you have to have.
Oh, okay. You
She
know
said
what?
she said like.
Mic check, mic check.
Words matter.
Okay, we hear you briefly, Sue. Okay, Moray bailed you out, Sister to Judith. I was like, wait, root beer is like the worst drink ever made. I guess it's safe to say I'm definitely not addicted to
Yeah,
root
I
beer.
don't see how you addicted to that, boy.
Woo! But she like it. That's problematic enough. Sister Deborah, we gotta reevaluate the terms of our relationship as far as brother and sister go. You might be Esau out there somewhere. Wow, she done messed me up. The whole show is over now. I'm done. Said no. She said I even used the root beer. Oh no!
She got a bandwagon over there.
Dang, she like the candy too. I bet you like black licorice. Oh,
They do.
this is traumatic. This is traumatic. Traumatic.
That's almost like Dr. Pepper or something.
That's those are two worst sodas ever. Dr. Pepper and root beer, they should never be made. Under no terms should they ever be drunk. I mean, oh, they fall in category of unclean drinks. Nah, to each his own. To each his own. Kia said candy corn. Kia like the old folk candy.
Uh-oh, talk about you, Cheryl.
Oh, dang!
Yeah, I like candy corn.
Wow!
He called y'all old folk candy.
Old folk candy.
You know what? I just hit 50. I'm learning.
What's the old people used to have them certain color candies? They be wrapped different colors, red and pink and all type of stuff wrapped up. The old ladies be having them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to me, candy corn always came in that category.
Corn, yeah. Candy corn is all right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But give me a second here, my brothers. Um, Speaking about sugar, I did want to kind of touch on sugar, but before I do that, Ben, y'all have mentioned earlier about addiction. Is it possible that Israel can be addicted? Do we have addictions? Being in the truth?
Hmm. You care to kind of explain that? Like, you mean like addicted to the fact that we are Israel? I mean, I'm trying to understand what you mean by that.
What is addiction? Let's look up the definition of addiction. Let's get a educational.
If I looked up addicted. It means physically and mentally dependent on a particular substance, and unable to stop taking it without incurring adverse effects.
Okay.
Let's see.
Under the this is Merriam-Webster. It says a compulsive, chronic, physiological, or psychological need for a habit-forming substance, behavior, or activity having harmful physical, psychological, or social effects, and typically causing well-defined symptoms such as anxiety, irritability, tremors, or nausea upon withdrawal or abstinence, the state of being addicted. The second definition is a strong inclination to do, use, or indulge in something repeatedly. So, with that definition, again, the first definition is a compulsive, chronic, physiological, or psychological need for a habit-forming substance, behavior, or activity having harmful physical, physiological, or social effects, and typically causing well-defined symptoms such as anxiety, irritability, tremors, or nausea upon withdrawal or abstinence, the state of being addicted. And again, second definition is a strong inclination to do, use, or indulge in something repeatedly. Can Israel be defined by that definition?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. We have a history of doing it. Yeah, we have a history of doing it. That since the incursion of Israel. I think by the time you get past our forefather Jacob, you see these symptoms, played out. Whether it was the treatment of our brother Joseph, you look at the constant desire to, despite the fact that you complained about the treatment in Egypt, you never shied away at talking about going back to Egypt. Not to mention, when we get into the promised land, you spare the Canaanites that you were told to destroy and get rid of and not adopt their customs and practices. So I would say, based on our history, we tend to have that proclivity to adopt addictive behaviors.
So I agree. So I want to talk about, there's many different addictions that we here in Israel, and we say that we're in the truth, and I believe that we are. Many of us are in the truth, but sometimes we can be so accustomed to America and the way culture is here in America, that we don't really recognize addiction. Some of us said, I have to have. And I'll be the first to say that I love sweets. Is it the actual item that I love, or is it I love the sugar? Is it the actual drink, or am I addicted to the sugar that's in the drink? Because if you remove the sugar, would you drink it? If you remove the sugar, would you eat it?
You know they're not gonna need it.
So it's the sugar that we are addicted to. I'm gonna read. Give me 1 second, Israel. I want to read something. It says, why is sugar so addictive? And this is one aspect that I want to kind of talk about. We know there are many things that we could be addicted to. We know we could be addicted to weed, control, salt, alcohol, pain medication, sex. There's anything that there's a lot of things we could be addicted to. But I want to kind of address sugar because this is something that I have to deal with. It says, why is sugar so addictive?
Mm.
Ask yourself these questions. Do you feel like you don't have control over how much sugar you eat? Do you think about sugar all day? Are you eating sugar throughout the day? Or do you feel that you're eating more sugar than you should? Are you eating so much sugar that you're making yourself sick to your stomach? Do you eat sugary foods you don't even like just to get a boost? If you're answering yes, chances are you're dealing with dependency. How to overcome sugar addiction? It says focus on eating a balanced diet. They tell us you need a protein, you need a fat, you need a good carb, which would be your vegetables and your fruit. It says don't skip meals. It says plan and prep. Make time for movement. In other words, exercise. It says exercise will decrease your ghrelin levels. That's GHRELIN levels. It says it can also help you to be more tired, get to sleep, and stay asleep a little bit longer, which also reduces cravings. And this is from a PhD. His name is Zarani, who is explaining this. Forgive me for the butchering of this name. It says get plenty of sleep. It says we have two hormones in our stomach, leptin and ghrelin. Leptin signals to our brain that we're full. Ghrelin, on the other hand, sends the message that we're hungry. Your ghrelin levels increase when you don't have good sleep. This PhD explains. So you find yourself waking up and saying, I want that donut, instead of having a balanced breakfast. It also says to stay hydrated. What I'm learning is hydration is not drinking water. Your body is not being hydrated with H2O. Our bodies are made up of minerals and things of that nature. So if you want to be hydrated, In your water, use some lemon, use a pinch of salt, or cucumbers, strawberries, celery, whatever you want to use as far as like a vegetable or something of that sort to add to your water. That will give you the minerals that you need, and that will actually hydrate you. Is sugar, or let me ask this: could sugar be a weapon that the enemy uses in today's society?
Very much so that they have made different kinds of different forms of sugar to get you to look the other way, and they change the name, and they won't say when you hear sugar, oh, that ain't got no sugar in it. Man, it's something else in there that makes it sweet. It ain't nothing natural.
Facts.
Hold on. I'm tripping off the fact I just learned that all the water that I call myself drinking, and I wasn't hydrated.
No, bro.
No, no. Water by itself doesn't hydrate.
I just found this out.
They say get some,
Always
get like
add. They tell you add lemon or lime
hmm
or cucumbers, um, because you got to remember our bodies are made up of minerals. H2O doesn't have many minerals in it.
Yeah, I mean, that just messed me up. I mean, about as bad as Sister DeBoer drinking root beer, that just messed me up because I, I mean, shoot, y'all know we play football, man, and we thought maintaining hydration levels had everything to do with because we out there sweating salt sometimes.
Exactly. And think about that's perfect. Think
Yeah.
about it. You're sweating and it's salty, so that means sodium is leaving our bodies. And so if we're just putting back H2O, where's the sodium? We're
Yeah,
losing sodium and we're not putting any sodium back in us.
but it's crazy how ill-informed we are because they told us that the reason why we were sweating the salt was because we wasn't drinking enough water.
exactly. This is warfare, bro. This has been warfare for the longest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that,
So
that's crazy. That's an eye opener.
Cause
yeah,
I
so
know when
make
I
sure.
drink,
Oh, go ahead, Super.
no, it's all good. When I eat certain fruits, I get hydrated. Like a grapefruit, I'm hydrated.
Yep.
I love to eat raw lemons. Just get a lemon,
Yep.
I eat a couple of lemons right then and there. Matter of fact, what I've been doing lately is I bought some I drink that sparkling water, and I just get some lemon and I squeeze in that because I got the seltzer water, and I just squeeze the lemon in that, and it's refreshing. So
Mm-hmm.
I understand, because when you go to certain hotels, what hotels do is cut up cucumbers and strawberries and fruits and put in the water to let the water be infused. It's something we
Yep.
need to do at home.
How many people are addicted to sugar or any other addictions? Is this something that we should be concerned about? Whatever it is, it don't have to be sugar. It can be salt. Being addicted to salt.
Probably salt. Like I need something. I know for me, savory. Like I need something savory.
Facts.
Yeah, I think so. I would probably lean more towards salt than sugar.
That's something that we should be mindful about.
Likely. I mean, and I'm being transparent. Like I like I would prefer some chips or what's those things? Like nachos and you dip stuff. Like I'm not more of a sugar person unless it's like I said, like a lemonade every now and then, or I get like a Snicker bar. But I don't have to have like a dessert. Not a big cake person. You know, a piece of pie every now and then. But like if me and my wife go out on a date, I very rarely, and I mean very rarely, will I get a dessert. But what I will get is I like chips. and I know the chips are not good. They're not a good snack.
Okay. So we're moving somewhere.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. Is is it is this something that we should be paying attention to? Because we're talking about addiction.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk to someone who is smoking and they know that it's harming their health. They know this, but yet they smoke anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You said that you know it's not good for you, but you get it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Should we, as Israelites or just people in general, should we look at that statement as a problem? Because I think what we do is we loosely speak on things, and we'll say something like, "Man, I like this," but if that thing is causing me health issues, then how am I any different than someone that is dependent upon illicit drugs? You see the point I'm trying to get to?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just
So,
being hypocritical.
so is this something that we should take more seriously? For if I have, for example, if I have high blood pressure, right, and I know there's certain things that triggers the high blood pressure, and I do those things anyway, is that addiction?
You know, I could say that is addiction.
And so, should we now take this more serious? Whatever it is, like I said, it don't even have to be food. It don't have to be whatever. I can say within myself, this is not good for me, but I find myself indulging in it anyway. That's addiction to me. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So if that is an addiction, is that a godly thing? And I'm just throwing stuff out there for us to have a conversation. If I guess I'm trying to marry what I know, this is not good for me, but yet I do it anyway. Can I attach that to addiction? Because that person that's out there smoking that cigarette on their break know that they have some are having a hard time breathing, but they still puff.
Okay, so Sister Tasha is saying, okay, so it's not okay. So it's just through research, salt does not elevate BP. And then Sister Mary is confirming it. Man, but why is it
I've
so?
heard that.
So why is it that the first thing they say
I'm not even
when
saying salt. I'm just saying
no,
if I know I have blood pressure and I'm eating something or doing something that causes it,
yeah,
it's an addiction.
but that's what I'm saying. For somebody who deals with high blood pressure, I deal with that. And the first thing they tell me, they tell me I need to lose the weight, but one of the things they say is watch your salt intake. Now, why is that? If that doesn't do that,
So now we're getting into. I believe that there are some good, kind-hearted physicians who mean well, and they're going by what their research and their schooling taught them. Because you'll hear some dietitians say dark chocolate is not good for you.
yeah,
And then you hear a group of other dietitians say dark chocolate is good for you.
I've heard both sides. Yeah,
Exactly. So you'll have that argument. I'm a proponent of pay attention to what, since we're talking about the food aspect of it, pay attention to what you eat and drink and see how it affects your body, because everyone is different. And if your body responds to what you're eating or drinking negatively, then you should stay away from that.
right.
Because I've heard that too. But I would say we should be more sensitive to what we're eating and drinking to see how those things are being digested in our system and then move accordingly. But I believe that some physicians, like I said, they mean to be right. I mean, they want to be right, but
Let's-
you gotta be able to weigh how these things are affecting my personal body because it may not affect you the same way.
Well, to your point, you said it. I think you even said it last week. They practice medicine, so yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't think their intent was malicious. I've learned a couple things tonight, just in the beginning parts of this conversation. Like I found out all the water I drink, I wasn't hydrating all this time, and then all of a sudden I'm finding out that they tell me salt contributes to the condition, but now I'm finding out it doesn't. So I'm learning.
What we're talking about at the root of it is
Addiction.
what is addiction?
Yeah.
What is addiction? What
Mm.
what would you guys say outside of food? What's going on? What's prevalent in Israel
Social
that we
media.
can that we can
Social,
talk about as far as addiction? I'm sorry, what was that, bro?
social media, clicks and likes.
Reels, come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna front. I ever ever since when you told me I got off Facebook, I don't know, for some reason this time I felt to get off myself. I feel lighter. I
Yeah,
feel less burden.
yeah. I heard somebody say there's two worlds. There's the real world, and then there's meta world. And
Hmm.
what we do is we step out of the meta world to go eat, to deal with the children, deal with the job, and then we quickly run back into the meta world,
Mm.
Wow.
meaning social media,
Yeah.
all these different things that kind of take us away from the real world. I
Hmm.
say if we don't have the power to withdraw, we could say that we're addicted to that thing.
Yeah.
And so I guess being a believer, being a Christian, is that acceptable with the Father?
It's an altar. I mean, I put it like this: if the Father is impressing upon you, this is just my thoughts. If the Father is impressing upon me in that moment to close up this laptop or close off the YouTube or whatever, Clubhouse, whatever, and get in the Word, and I can't do that, then I gotta wonder if there's an addiction there. I mean, and I'm just going strictly off of Romans 7.
It's
Want
I
to read
say
it?
this.
Yeah, Romans 7.
Yes, sir. Those things that I would do, I do not. But those things I would not do, I find myself doing. Paul said, I got to surmise that it's the sin in me. So there's something in me that is prohibiting me from doing what I would do. Like what I would do, like I love the word. So if the Father is impressing upon me to study the word, but yet I can't shut off the clubhouse, or I can't shut off the Facebook, or I can't shut off the YouTube or whatever, those little outlets that I do have, or like even like what you talk about football. Like I'm a football fan. Y'all know how I feel about football. I'm a football fan. But if I can't turn off the game or put the game on pause or whatever I do and get in the scriptures when he's moving upon me to do it, then I gotta surmise that that's a form of an addiction.
Yeah.
There's a high thing somewhere.
Agree.
And I'm not saying don't be balanced, but the father, just me. I could be wrong, and y'all correct me. I'm being very transparent. I don't think the father be asking a lot to say, get in the work. You know, whether it's quantity or quality. I believe it's quality. I believe it's really a qualitative relationship. And with that being said, I believe it's the quality of time where when you purpose in your heart to really shut down everything and spend that quiet moment, that quiet time with the
Exactly.
Father. And in that, it could be 30 minutes, it could be an hour, 2 hours, it could be a chapter, it could be 3 chapters. I don't know. It just that time. The Father can do so much in that time. But if I don't ever purpose in my heart to shut it down, because I can't stop Facebooking, I can't stop YouTubing, I can't stop Clubhousing, I can't stop footballing, then I got to surmise that that's an addiction.
I agree. What do you guys think? This is even to the chat. What do you think? What are some things we can do to become victorious over addiction?
Oh,
What
I
happened?
wish you could finish. Yeah, I don't know. I wish you could finish this question.
Yeah.
But if you caught that part of it, family, he's asking. Moray was asking before he's back. Hold on. I love it. Deborah.
Self-awareness.
Yes, that's a perfect answer.
It is, because we gotta first acknowledge
Mm-hmm.
I am actually dependent upon something.
Does
And
that
if
make
you're not careful, we can be addicted to people.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Meaning, I
Mm.
feel like I
Yeah.
always gotta have somebody around me.
Yeah.
Come on.
And if I'm not with somebody, it alters my personality.
Mm-hmm. Sister Tasha and Sister Deborah on the same page. Examining ourselves, whether we be in the faith, like self-awareness, being honest with ourselves, judging ourselves.
You got to be honest
Not
with
just
yourself.
and not just us being honest with ourselves, but those that live around us, and those that are around us should love us enough to
Mm.
see these habits, to see these potential addictions,
Mm.
and pull them to the side and say, hey, you may want to take a look at this. I observed this. I noticed that.
Mm.
I don't think we as Israel do, and I'm speaking very general because obviously I don't know every Israelite, but I'm speaking generally. I'm not sure if we are loving enough to let people know, hey, I see a practice or I see a habit that I don't think is a good one. To help those that may not be aware. What do you guys think about that?
Dang, bruh. Go ahead. You get this one, Sue.
I'm still eating that one. But I tell you, it's certain things that we have to pull each other's coattail on.
Yeah.
And that's love.
And that was an uncomfortable conversation.
Those are uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But are we required to have those
If I see you running off the hill, stop you. You might.
Ecclesiastes, Ezekiel 3:18 say we have to. Or that blood is on us.
So I see you're absolutely right, bro. I'm sorry, I didn't.
No, you're fine.
The
chat is
scared to face themselves, needing others for validation, making men, women, children idols. Yeah. Addiction on another level. Yeah.
I'm
We see Pornhub isn't yes,
major addiction right
and
there.
that's something that we definitely need to
Major.
touch on that.
We definitely gonna talk about that.
Very
But
much
say
so.
that one for last.
We definitely got to touch on that.
You know, what a lot of people don't talk about in Israel, we have a lot of people addicted to. You said painkillers earlier. A lot of
Mm.
people are
Hmm.
addicted to opioids out here. You know,
Yeah,
because it changes their personality. It changes how they feel. It makes them feel a different way. Instead of getting in that word and building themselves, we'll take mind altering drugs, which they give us, the oxycodones and the different things. Some people go in and they'll lie just to get the drugs. And we have a lot of people that are secretly doing these things.
Hmm.
We got a lot of alcoholics out here. Knowing that you're not supposed to be sloppy drunk like that. You're not supposed to be that way. And then if we see it, because I came up in a household, I can easily spot it. My sister died from being addicted to pills, and
mm,
I've seen it, and it's a quiet habit. It's not talked about. It's
right.
not shared. And if you're not in the circle or in the know, you won't know.
Mm.
But you'll see a person always going to the doctor, always coming back. You know what I'm saying? They moods are in moody. The opioids make you moody as well. When you don't have them, sometimes when you do have them. But we want to be hypocrites and call out the weed smokers, but we got people that secretly popping pills
Exactly. In
Yeah.
Israel,
Yeah.
in Israel.
that's an issue, family.
Yeah.
That's an issue, and I think that's something that should be addressed more openly. Again, to make ourselves aware that it's a possibility that I could be addicted to whatever, and that's having this conversation tonight is kind of going to bring some clarity to tomorrow's lesson um, with this whole addiction thing.
Mm.
Um, the real issue.
Because
Somebody brought up about porn. That's a real issue.
hmm
It's a major
Those
issue.
who say they love the Most High and want to do His will know that is not right, but find themselves indulging in those practices anyway.
hmm the interesting thing about it too is a lot of things that we struggle with, they derive from a source. There's a root always, an iniquity that we have not dealt with, or that's something that we buried. And so we develop coping mechanisms or dependent behavior in order to be able to avoid dealing with why we're addicted to the thing that we're addicted to in the first place.
Mm-hmm. I'll put the link in the chat. If anyone would like to come on stage, please click that link and we'll bring
Mhm.
you up on stage if you have anything that you would like to add to the conversation. Again,
Yeah.
we're talking about addiction, particularly in Israel. Um, is
Yeah,
this something that we should be concerned about?
it has to be.
Are we aware that I have a dependency on something that I didn't think may have been a dependency? Can I live without it? Can I put it down for a 24-hour period? Or do I feel like I have to have it? And if we feel that way, is that a good thing? Is this something that we need to look at a little more closely? Do I need to make some different type of changes in my life? Let me ask this then. How does addiction impact our daily lives? on a regular basis?
It changes. It changes your. It changes you. It changes your personality. It changes the way you interact with people. It changes your daily routine. Now, coming from when I was in the streets and I sold dope and I sold cocaine to be exact, you would see people. I knew people that they was just didn't care. They were all out with it. Whatever came with it, I don't care. I'm a dope fiend. I don't care what you look at me, how you look at me. Then some of the clients that I did have, they were
Right.
school teachers. They had jobs. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
They had jobs and they could mask it real well. You wouldn't even know unless you sold to them. It was you had different classes of people. Some that don't care, and then you have some that do care a little bit. Then you had the ones that never want you to see them like that, but they were addicted and they were spending a lot of money. It's just you can see the different attitudes, you can see the different mindsets, you can see the different programming. We have a lot of people that are hiding things right now that sit amongst us,
Mm.
and they have these addictions, and they're good. They're able to mask and they're able to walk amongst us like that. They're able to put that face on. They're able to put those fringes on, them head wraps, and be the super brew.
Mm-hmm.
Behind closed doors, they're suffering, and they want that thing broken, but it keeps calling them. It keeps calling them. You'll see it. The Most High show it to you.
I think one of the key things you said, what you said, big brother, was that we hide stuff, and it stops you from being fully available to the people that you're trying to connect with, because you got this in your back pocket. But also, when you talk about even just being fully available to the service of the Most High, like, we can't be the sacrifice that He called us to be on a daily basis. Because let's be real, if like, when I used to struggle with porn, how am I going to sit here and minister to people about the goodness of the Most High, and the enemy is constantly reminding me how you were just watching porn not a week ago?
Yes, sir.
That the
We was there
embarrassment
together.
of that, it was something that was tough to deal with, because you're supposed to have this walk, you're supposed to be this way. Man, if somebody ever find out, there were times when I was glad that mom would talk to me about it, because I'm like, I know she see this, I know she see
God,
this. But
facts.
I like, man, I wish she would say something to me instead of me just going to her. A lot of times she was just waiting me out, but I was sitting there struggling, and I'm like, oh, it was the shame of it, the embarrassment of, I don't want to do this thing no more, but yet I'm
God.
still find myself gravitating towards this, dealing with whatever I'm dealing with. Like, why do I keep finding myself here? It was a torment.
Yes, it was. I was there with you, bro. We was there at the
Yeah.
same time. And
That
yeah,
brings up.
it's. Go ahead, More.
Oh, sorry about that. It brings up a good point. Are we sensitive when we're talking about whatever this addiction is, whatever we're addicted to? And again, let me read the definition. This is from Merriam-Webster. It says a compulsive, chronic, physiological, or psychological, please, need for a habit-forming substance, behavior, or activity having harmful physical, uh, physiological, or social effects, and typically causing well-defined symptoms such as anxiety, irritability, tremors, or nausea upon withdrawal or abstinence, the state of being addicted. And the second definition is a strong inclination to do, use, or indulge in something repeatedly. So, speaking about when being addicted to porn, or again, whatever that addiction is,
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned something earlier in regards to the origin of something.
Yes, sir.
Are we aware, or have we talking about that self-reflection or self-awareness?
Mm-hmm.
Are we aware of what's causing that activity?
That's
What's
the
the
key.
root? What's the
That's
root of why I'm addicted to something, and why my my compulsive behavior
hmm
is driving me to that area? What's causing that?
hmm
Are we aware, number one, of this is an addiction? And if we are aware that it's an addiction, are we aware to why I'm being driven to go there? Again, we all know what we are addicted to or what we've been addicted to.
hmm
God.
Are we doing self awareness to say, I notice I get that thought for porn
hmm
when I'm sad,
hmm
or when something in my life happens and I fall into a state of depression,
Yes,
then
sir.
I release myself through this mechanism.
Yep.
Are we self aware to say, okay, I'm in this, I'm in this practice of this addiction. How did I get there?
Well, I guess for me personally, I became aware once I understood that that outward manifestation had to have a root somewhere inside. And for me, it was rejection, like dealing with rejection or how I handle rejection. And so the way that I gravitated towards handling rejection was I was self-soothe. And so with that being said, because I would self-soothe, then I find myself engaging in that behavior. So once I understood that it was rejection, I had to find out different ways of dealing with the rejection, whether it was not taking the thing so personal or understanding that the rejection doesn't devalue me. It doesn't make me any less than what the Most High said I am. And once I got past allowing rejection to have the hold on me that it had on me, then it honestly it stopped me from dealing with the addiction to porn, the addiction to self-soothing, the addiction to masturbation.
It's just you got to be aware of certain things that come into your life. Struggles and stuff like that. It causes you, and the crazy thing about that addiction is it was so cold
Yeah,
to masturbation. It was so cold to porn and everything. You wouldn't you don't want to do it, but you end up next thing you know you're coming through and you had done it,
yeah,
and it was like you didn't even know that you had done it. But you knew it was something that was triggering. It was the things that you were going through. Sometimes for me, it was struggle.
hmm,
It was struggle. Things I was going through, trying to get up and running, trying to finance, trying to do this, and failure was like to me. If I wasn't accomplishing certain things, that was failure to me. And so that was a door for it.
hmm,
But when I recognized that, what I'm saying, and I was like, no, I'm fighting for this. This ain't nothing I want. The Most High delivered me,
yeah,
literally.
hmm,
That hasn't been a thought in years,
yeah,
and I appreciate him for that. But you gotta be careful. Sirach 36, Sirach 38 and 16 talks about that. And just getting a little wisdom on that. He said, listen, heaviness of the heart breaks strength, and of heaviness of the heart comes forth death. You've got to be careful what enters your heart, what
hmm,
changes you, how you start to feel about certain things, because they'll play on you because it's only trying to kill you, spiritually so and naturally so. And they'll set little things up in your life for you to stay continuously doing these things, to feel a certain way, to be hooked on it. But I pray right now in the mighty name of Mashiach that it be broken over your life, whatever it is you're dealing with. I pray that the Father fix it. I pray that He heals you completely, that the door is closed on everything that has you addicted. And I pray that he gives you the fight to stay free from it.
Mm-hmm.
Hallelujah.
Mm-hmm.
Hallelujah. Let me read this. This is Romans chapter 7.
Yes, sir.
Let me start at verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of going to Sister Tasha's question about, let me pull up her question again. Let me get back there. She said, is it safe to say addictions are evil spirits? Just a thought. In Romans chapter 7, I'm starting at verse 14. It says, this is the King James. It says, for we know that the law is spiritual,
Mm-hmm.
but I am carnal, sold under sin. For that which I do,
Mm-hmm.
I allow not. For what I would,
Mm-hmm.
that do I not.
Mm-hmm.
But what I hate, that do I. If then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that it is good. Now then, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me.
Mm-hmm.
For I know that in me, that is, in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing.
Yes, sir.
For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good, I find not. For the good that I would, I do not. But the evil, give me a second. For the good that I would do, I do not. But the evil which I would not, that I do. Now, if I do that I would not, it is no more I that do it,
Yes.
but sin that dwelleth in me.
Amen.
Now, let me go to a different translation because a lot of people may not understand what he just said.
Yeah.
This is the New International. Let me read that again. We know that the law is spiritual, but I am unspiritual, sold as a slave to sin. I do not understand what I do. For what I want to do, I do not do. But what I hate, I do. And if I do what I do not want to do, I agree that the law is good.
Mm-hmm.
As it is no longer I myself who do it, but it is sin living in me. For I know that good itself does not dwell in me.
Mm-hmm.
That is, in my sinful nature. For I have the desire to do what is good, but I cannot carry it out. For I do not do the good I want to do, but the evil I do not want to do, this I keep on doing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I do what I do not want to do, it is no longer I who do it, but it is sin living in me that does it. Man, tomorrow's class will be sweet.
Yes,
Because
sir.
tomorrow's class is called Eden, the fall, the darkness, and the gods that were created.
Sir.
Right here, Paul is taking us back to the garden.
Mm-hmm.
So to answer that question, it is sin.
Mm-hmm.
And sin is the gateway to spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say it again.
Yes, sir.
Sin is the portal that attracts unclean spirits.
Mm-hmm.
What did he tell Cain? He said it waited at the door for you.
Sin lies complete. Yeah. Murder wasn't in the land until murder was actually committed. That came with sin.
Although murder was dwelling on the inside.
Mm-hmm. Because there was sin in there.
Sin.
Yeah.
But sin unexpressed is not sin.
Yeah. Can I land back on what you just read, bro, too?
Absolutely, my brother. Now you about to be as bad as
Yeah.
you about to be as bad as everybody else. Someone, can I read this scripture?
I didn't want to interrupt your thought.
You know what I'm saying? This so
I know. I was just because you were cooking.
No, you can't read the scripture.
Right. The Hebrews 12, it says, wherefore, seeing that we are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that does so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race set before us. So when the word says examine yourself whether you be in the faith, a lot of times we think that we in the race. A lot of us ain't even in the race because we haven't laid aside the weight in the sin. We still heavy. That's why Christ said, that's why we look unto Christ, who's the author and the finisher of our faith. And the author and the finisher of our faith said in John 14:30, let the enemy come because he find nothing in me. Christ had no sin. He had no weight. So he's able to run the course, the race that's set before him because he laid aside the weight in the sin. We got to do introspection and be honest with ourselves. We can't even get in the race until we do this.
Listen, James 1:3 says, let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of Yah.
Mm.
Yah cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempt he any man. For every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then when lust has conceived, it bring forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, bring forth death. Do not err, my beloved brethren. That's James.
Yes, sir. 13 and 14.
this is one of those topics that we could keep going.
Yeah.
But I guess my desire tonight is for us to be a little more conscientious on, am I addicted to anything? And if I am, what impact is it having on my life? And if it's a negative impact, then I got to work towards removing it. Whether it's people, whether it's circumstances, whatever that is, I should be able to recognize this is not good for me, and have enough love for yourself to make it better. So if you don't remember anything tonight, what we want to come away with tonight is to look at my actions. Am I dependent upon whatever that is? Have I found dependency on it or on them? And look at the impact that it's having in your life. Envision yourself without it. What is that impact? What does that look like? And if it's a negative impact, if it's a negative outcome, then I need to figure out ways how to remove that cancer, remove that unprofitable thing out of my life. If it's a food, we got to plan, prepare, exercise, get rest, things of that nature. If it's people, anything with prayer, not just prayer, but find actual physical, tangible things to do to coincide with the prayer. I tell people, those that are addicted to like masturbation and addicted to porn and things of this nature, first thing people want to say is pray. I'm not going to fight prayer, but prayer without action is useless. So what I tell people is pray, but you gotta, if you're single, you gotta put blocks on everything that will be a trigger to that practice. You gotta come off of TikTok, you gotta come off of Facebook, you gotta come off YouTube, you gotta come off, you got to starve that desire. Prayer and starvation. You starve yourself by putting blocks on your internet. The only thing you can do on the internet is do things for bills if that's what you do, check your email, things of that nature. But you have to go and block anything that will cause you to be drawn to that thing. And you could take that practice with anything that you may be addicted to. At the end of the day, you're going to have to starve it until you overcome it.
Okay.
Or else it's going nowhere. So with all the prayer, all this other stuff, all your reading the Bible, without physical, tangible things, it's going to remain there. So if you don't take anything tonight, please take this. Let us be more self-aware.
Mhm.
Am I addicted? Am I addicted to this person? Am I addicted to this practice? Am I addicted to this food? Am I addicted to this drink? Am I addicted to this pain meds? Am I addicted?
Mhm.
And if I'm addicted, find out where it started and what triggers the addiction. And then with prayer, couple that with practicality, practical things that can be done to starve the desire. Because at the end of the day, it's a thought
Mhm.
that works with the brain's chemistry and it generates a desire.
Mhm.
Brothers, anything you guys want to add to that before we get out of here tonight?
No, that was great.
If I may, just real quick, also, there was a man that Christ healed. I can't remember exactly, but I should have been looking up what Moray was talking. But there was a man who I think he was quadriplegic or something to that effect. And Christ told him, your sins are forgiven. And then he healed him. And he looked at the Pharisees and he said to him, what is easier, to tell a man his sins are forgiven or to tell him to get up and walk? Now, there's so many things behind that we could talk about with that. But the reason why I went there is because you have to recognize why the addiction or the thing that you're dependent upon has that legal access. Why is there an agreement there? Why is there a covenant, a contract there? And then once you recognize that, like I said, for me, it was rejection. For you, maybe something else. Lay aside that sin and that weight. Deal with that matter. Examine yourselves so that way you can take the other practical steps to overcome the thing that you are addicted to or that you've developed that dependency on. I yield.
And with that being said, again, we appreciate you all for participating. Um, we might revisit this again because this is the topic again that I believe many of us in Israel, and not just in Israel, but humanity in general, have to struggle with. But again, be self-aware and let's make the necessary corrections to remove the proverbial cancer out of our lives so we can live a clean and righteous life in the eyes of the Most High. With that being said, I think we'll hold it there. Again, we appreciate you all. Please come out and visit us tomorrow for our Shabbat class. We will be finishing up the uh, Eden, the third part of Eden, and hopefully it'll be a blessing to your souls. With that being said, enjoy the rest of your evening. Shalom, family.
Shalom, family.
Shalom.